Have you ever stopped to think about how hard it is to really understand someone? Every day we meet people who smile, act friendly, and seem like they have everything figured out. But is that really who they are? The truth is, a lot of people wear masks. They play roles to fit in, to be liked, or to hide what they don't want others to see. The good news is, you don't really need a PhD in psychology to figure out who's real and who's faking it. There are three very simple clues or cues that reveal a person's true character. And once you see them, you will never look at people the same way again. Hello, my name is Emeka, and if you're on a journey of personal transformation and mastery, I'd like you to hit that subscribe button. The first is how they treat people who can help themselves. One of the easiest way to know someone's real character is to watch how they treat people who have nothing to offer in return. A waiter, a cashier, a janitor, someone who's struggling. Do they treat these people with kindness and respect, or do they act like they are better than them? If a person is rude or dismissive to someone who can't do anything in return to them, that's a red flag. It usually means they are insecure. They need to feel important, so they put others down. But a strong, genuine person, they don't need to do that. They treat everyone with dignity because they know that real value isn't measured by status or power. There is something social psychologists have studied for years. When a person interacts with someone who doesn't matter in their life, that's when you see who they really are. There is no reason to pretend. So if you want to know if someone is good at heart, don't just listen to what they say. Watch how they behave. Because here is the key. While you are paying attention to others, take a look at yourself also. How do you treat people who can help you? That's an important question. The way you act towards others doesn't just define your character, it shapes it. The next and second is, do they keep their promises? The second clue is just as important as the first. Does this person do what they say they will do? When someone makes a promise, big or small, do they actually follow through? Keeping your word isn't just about being polite. It's about being someone who others and others can trust. When you keep your promises, you tell others they matter, I respect you. But when you break promises, you send the opposite message. That is why consistency is such a big deal. A person who keeps their commitment, even when it is hard, is someone you can rely on. But if they always give excuses, they cancel plan at last minute, if they make promises but never deliver on them, might as well think about them. When life gets tough, that's when the real test comes out. Do they keep their word even when it is inconvenient, or do they disappear the moment things get difficult? That's the difference between someone who is solid and someone who is just pretending. And again, don't just judge others. Ask yourself, do I keep my own promises? Not just to others, but to myself. If you say you are going to start a new habit, do you actually do it? If you set a goal, do you stick with it? Because in the end, keeping promises isn't just about proving something to others, it's about proving something also to yourself. The third thing you need to look at is how they handle power. Now, here's the third clue, and this one is a big deal. If you really want to know how someone is, give them power. Give them control over something. That can be money, authority, influence, and watch what happens. Because power doesn't change people, it reveals them. Some people, the moment they get a little bit of power, they let it get straight into their head. They start talking down on others, making demands, acting like they are better than anyone around them. They forget where they are coming from. They forget that respect is earned, not taken. But real leadership isn't about control, but of responsibility. Now, this isn't just theory. This has been studied in psychology for decades. Ever heard of the Stanford Prison Experiment? A group of ordinary college students were given authority over their peers, and within days, many of them turned cruel. They abused their power. They forgot these were real people, not just roles in an experiment. What does that tell us? It tells us that power is a test. It strips away the mask. It shows us exactly what's hiding underneath. So if you want to know who someone really is, watch what they do when they have power. Do they stay humble? Do they use their influence to help others, or do they let it corrupt them? And here's the big question: what about you? Because one day you're going to be in a position of power, maybe over your team, over a company, your family, maybe just over yourself. And when that moment comes, you will decide for yourself: will you let power change you, or will you prove that you are worthy of it all along? Because in the end, it is not power that defines a person, it is how they choose to use it. These three clues cut across the noise. They show you who exactly a person really is. And if you pay attention, you will make much better decision about the person you let into your life. And remember, this isn't about watching others, but also becoming a better version of yourself, because at the end of the day, your character isn't defined by what you say, it is also defined by what you do. And so go out there, be someone worth trusting, pay attention to the little things, because in the end, those little things reveal everything. I'd like to thank you for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.